We're standing by for a wonderful afternoon of football here this fine Sunday as the Jamaica Premier League, the rounds comes to a close, and it's coming for the next couple of weekends, and we'll see Vere United against Faulkland FC at Stadium. That's the home of Jamaica College. Here at the Ashenheim Stadium as we anticipate this fixture a bit later on. Let's take a look at the penultimate round of fixtures. We're talking about match week 25. Humberline will do battle with Mount Pleasant, Tivity Gardens, and Montego United will square off. We have a big match up between Portmore United and Waterhouse as both teams seeking a playoff spot. And of course, Vere United against Faulkland, Chapelton against Dunbehold in the matches here at JC tomorrow. Cavalier and Malines United will square off, and the big one between Arnick Gardens and Harbourview. As we take a look at the table, Arnick Gardens and Cavalier, they're out on top. Arnick Gardens on 49 points, Cavalier in second spot on 46. Mount Pleasant right there as well on 45 points. Harbourview, Humberline and Waterhouse, they round out the top 6. And of course there is an outside chance for Portmore United and Dunbeholden, which makes that match between Waterhouse and Portmore such a big one, and Dunbeholden with an outside chance as well. Faulkland and Chapelton Maroons, they've already confirmed their relegation, but we will see them over the course of this afternoon. Let's now hear from Linville Dixon. He's the head coach at Vere United.
Coach Dixon, last week it was a spirited performance up until a point against Dunbeholden. You were without some of your squad. Do you have your full cohort of members today?
Definitely so, of course we're still missing Lawrence, who have an ankle problem and went overseas, as far as I can tell you, but all in all we have everybody else.
You have a lot of young players as well. They really stepped up to the fore last week, players playing out of position. Is that indicative of the demands that you put on your squad on a week-to-week basis?
Well, definitely, yes. We want to make sure everybody, participating and get a fair amount of a game, and of course, we know it's a couple games left for the season, for our season to be finished, but we're still competing very hard, each and every one of us, so that's the drive and the motivation that they all have.
From the outside looking in, people would think that maybe this is a dead rubber game, but in football it doesn't really go like that. What have you been telling your guys to keep them motivated even for a game like this?
Well, they know that the season is depending on the game today. When I say season, I mean in next season, so they have to make sure they come to work and do what they have to do, so we always encouraging them to go and perform to their best, in games and of course in training, so they understand that and know that, again I must say that, our season and play to return for next camp or next season, players have to understand that they have to work really hard in the last few games that we left.
And our player to watch is Lamar Neal, and he's their attacking midfielder, and well, yes, a couple of goals to his name so far this season, but it has been blighted by injury on most occasions. And finally, a partnership between him and Lamar and Javier Brown in the middle of the park would have been instrumental for Vere United for the majority of the season, but it's good to see him back in the starting lineup. Let's see if he'll be making an impact again. Lamar Neal there, number 7. Let's now hear from Gregory Palmer, who's the head coach at Faulkland.
Coach Palmer, if anyone has been paying attention to your Faulkland team, they'll know that your games have been much closer than maybe the results have shown. What have you been telling your guys? What kind of training methods have you been using to keep them focused and going each week?
I mean, the attacking principle been working, but the defensive principle basically has let us down. So we still be conceding goals, and we've been scoring and we've been creating chances, but the defensive principle is where our downfall is.
All across the world of sports, this week especially, there's been a lot of talk in terms of what failure is in sports. Have you been pleased with some aspects of what your team has been able to bring forward this season, or are you just more disappointed that it's turned out the way it has?
I mean, it has been a great experience for most of the players and myself. I took over the team just about the start of the second round, and it's been a great journey. You know, we just need to regroup, come again, and this is the way of sports. Once you have demotion, relegation, all of that, you have to fight to stay up. You know, so we just have to regroup. We see it even in the English Premier League and the La Liga and all the leagues in the world. You know, right now Everton is battling down there, and West Ham, and they are more seasoned campaigners than us. So we just have to learn to get things right.
Well, he has gotten a few things right this season. Enrique Gordon plays usually on the right side of the midfield, but sometimes he's deployed at right back, but easily their best player this season, and I suspect that we'll be seeing him in the Premier League even in the aftermath of them being relegated, Faulkland FC. But Gordon, with 4 goals to his name, has been instrumental for them. Take a break here from the Ashenheim Stadium. When we come back, the teams will walk out and we'll have kickoff here. Welcome once again to the Ashenheim Stadium, the home of Jamaica College, as we prepare for another Sunday afternoon of football in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. And first up on the agenda this afternoon, we'll have Vere United up against Faulkland. Well, it's one of those dead rubbers, but the referees are making their way out to the middle as they will be officiating this one. 2 games on here at JC. And as I said before, this is the first up on the agenda. And with me in the commentary box, looking ahead to this fixture, is Leger Williams. Leger, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, you know. It's a nice day. Everything going well in terms of the weather. So I'm expecting both teams to come out, give a lot of effort. You said it's a dead rubber game, but I think both teams may see this as an opportunity. This is probably their last TV game of the season. I think they're looking to come out. They'll be looking to maybe try and show some things. Both of these teams are usually quite defensive. Maybe they'll come out and try and see if they can, you know, add some attacking verve, add some attacking thrust to what they usually produce, and try and entertain the small congregation of fans that we have on show here.
Yes, it is a smattering of spectators, to say the least, here at Jamaica College. And the hope is that that more will come out and support the Premier League. But we will tell you what's happening around the league, because to be fair with you, there are other more interesting matchups around that will paint a picture of who may have a better chance of going into the playoffs, as we take a look at both teams lining up, getting ready to make their way onto the field of play.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting games all across the island. There's a team that, a couple of members from Dumbo holding a team that are looking to try and see if they can sneak into the playoffs. They have an outside shout. All they have to do is just try and win their games and hope for the best, Dumbo holding.
Yeah. And of course they'll be playing Chapelton a little bit later on. Second game of the doubleheader here. But yeah, the mindset of these players, you would think, will be on show more than anything else. Faulkland, of course, in their traditional full blue, and the green and yellow of Vere United as they make their way out to the middle. Not a lot we expect from these two teams, but again, they have the job at hand to try and entertain and to showcase their wares once again for the final time this season. And of course, the less said about the full blue and the white numbers, the better. Harrison Golson, of course, will be in charge of this one. Jessette Carr Wilson and Ricardo McKenzie will assist her. O'Hara Headley is the 4th official.
National representative Fitzroy Cummins donning the armband for Vere United. David Swaby, the goalkeeper for Faulkland.
Well, let's see what Vere United will come up with this afternoon. Romeo Daniels is between the sticks, a back four of Kyan Henry, Alwyn Strawn and Fitzroy Cummings, and Kemoy Phillips in the middle of the park. Javier Brown and Lamard Neal, the usual partnership there behind Corton Wright, and up front Justin Cohen, Jason Dyer, the striker, and over on the right hand side will be Fakibi Farquharson.
Interesting call by Linville Dixon to keep Romeo Daniels in goal after last week and made his first Jamaica Premier League start in place of Roger Williams. So it'll be good to see how he can move on.
Did say that a lot of players would have a point to prove in today's fixtures. Take a look at the Faulkland lineup. David Swaby between the sticks, a back three of Joel Powell, Kimani Reid and Tishon Hill in the middle of the park, Romaria Clark, Tevin Thompson, Wayne Gordon and Enrica Gordon, easily their best player with 4 goals this season. Ratcliffe Dawkins will be on the left, Frondell Thomas on the right, Shanoy Anderson will play centre forward.
Yeah, Faulkland, they've had some interesting attacking moments across the season. but yet to really string it all together into a cohesive effort. And defensively, we know that they've been poor. 50 goals conceded this season, but this Vere United team don't score much, so we're in for what could be a really intriguing game all around.
Well, usually the high-profile fixtures, well, sometimes they disappoint in the Jamaica Premier League, and this easily being an undercard, maybe, just maybe, they'll offer up a few thrills this afternoon in the bright sunshine here at the grounds of Jamaica College. Let's see what will happen. Immediately the play is punctuated by the whistle.
That's one thing that never is going to cease in Jamaican football. That's the physicality all across the board, whether it be a corner league game or in the Jamaica Premier League. No exceptions there. Roger Williams or Roger Brown. Seems as if there's an issue with the ball early on.
Yeah, just a quick change is needed to really now get things underway. So free kick to Vere United in the early stages of this one in their own half. The wind may be a difficult proposition. As it stands, it's blowing behind Faulkland. Maybe they'll be able to utilize it with a few shots on target. In the meantime, Vere United trying to take their time about progressing forward. Javier Brown going long, and a little bit too long on that occasion. Interesting seeing Fakibi Farkason on the right hand side, as there is Neil with a couple of goals to his name so far this season.
Javier Brown there, as he played the ball through. He played on the right hand side for Vere United last week.
Yeah, that is Javier Brown. Where's the number 14, Lamar Neal, of course, where's the number 7. Brown with just the one goal to his name. And as I said before, Neal with a couple. And Brown trying to get a foot in there. But Faulkland now trying to get out of their own half.
I think a couple of these Faulkland players could be viewing this game as more of a exhibition, maybe a tryout to see if any club would like to pick them up next season. Of course, Faulkland relegated as of last week following a 2-0 loss to Arnett Gardens. There's Vere United's head coach, former reggae boy, Linville Dixon.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that his team puts on a better showing next season. They were really good defensively, actually. I guess some may even look on and say that they didn't show a lot of ambition attacking wise, but they were pretty hard to beat this season, Vere United.
Yeah, up until a point, at least. After a while, their defensive strength started to wane.
Yep, and they were in trouble for a few weeks, being just ahead of the relegation zone. Probably would have been more interesting if Chapelton Maroons were a little bit more disciplined and kept their wits about it and didn't lose points during the season. And that included in the boardroom as well when they missed their game against Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I do think it would have been a much more interesting affair down the bottom. There's Gregor Palmer, the head coach of Faulkland.
Was there, went back, and came back again to Faulkland, but still similar results.
And it seems as if there's another issue with the ball here. Vere United in sportsman-like fashion, giving that one right back.
Trying to press Vere United, and foul was committed there by Fakibi Farkason, the former Heidel man. But for Faulkland to really get going here, they need Enrique Gordon on the ball more often than not. He's playing on the right hand side, but I don't think he's had a touch as yet Gordon. Play continues. And Faulkland should go the other way. Whole football over the top. And that's going to be a corner kick to Faulkland. Good pressure applied there.
Faulkland have been very adept at times at getting the ball forward as quickly as possible and causing some really big teams some big problems.
Taken inside and it's headed away. All the way back. Well, that was awkward. Just managing to clear. And now here's Vere in transition. Ball sent out wide, has space to deliver a good ball inside. Deflected effort and made a meal out of it. And the ball did cross the line for a corner kick, in fact. So not a lot of conviction there in the clearance.
Interesting kit number for David Swaby in the Faulkland goal, wearing number 3. Wonder what's the cause of that selection.
Maybe the one is missing. Here's Vere. And a throw in. Still keeping the ball in the wide areas, Vere. Not penetrative enough. Let's see what can happen here. Easily repelled. But the clearance is so unconvincing. Vere United, they get it back.
Vere United having most of the early pressure in this one. Their centre backs high up over the
one of them, the captain Cummings.
Over the halfway line, just to show how much they're condensing the pitch so far.
Cohen plays it back inside and Cummings again in the way. Nice touch from the defender.
Loose pass. The thing about it is that both teams shouldn't be under immense pressure. This one is dinked high by Henry. Oh, that's a good ball inside the area, you know. But the hesitation there. They've just missed a massive opportunity, I feel. Yeah, probably should have taken that one time.
Oh, the ball has slipped through here. A chance of Faulkland. Couldn't quite carry the ball with him, and it was always going to be second best there.
Yeah, good tracking there by Strawn. Nominally a wing back, so he has the pace and the decisiveness to cover whenever strikers are through.
I think that was Anderson, you know. Shanoy Anderson was trying to go through. Left the ball behind almost initially and couldn't quite run towards goal in with good strides on that occasion. Neil goes long, easily intercepted, but Vere will try again. Farquharson, or rather Phillips, was trying to thread that one through. Gordon. This is Enrique Gordon now. Gordon almost playing that one through, you know. But Vere United back in numbers. That was the first time Enrique Gordon was touching the ball, and we're in the 11th minute and there he's involved. Although apparently his hand was very much in play on that occasion. Yeah, but Enrique Gordon.
Didn't see too much hand there. I think maybe the referee was swayed by the appeals of the Vere United players. Bit of lazy play there by Kean Henry, the Vere United left back. But he got away with it, so all's well that ends well for him.
Strawn. Neil now involved. Asked a lot from Farquharson on that occasion. Here they come. Vere United trying to place that one through, and clearance eventually made.
Vere United, as probably expected, playing the more progressive football, or attempting to at the very least. Linville Dixon also is the coach of Haile Selassie High, who went to the final of the Walker Cup this past season. A big surprise to everyone in schoolboy football. And his team did so playing a relatively good brand of football. So we know that he can coach a team to play some good football. Former champion as a coach as well, Linville Dixon of the Premier League. So we know that he can coach some good football in teams, but this Vere United team may be stuck in their ways a bit. Was coached by Donovan Ducky last season, played a very defensive style of football. So I think Linville Dixon was just trying his best not to upset what was already created in that sense. It seems as if Henry is the one fouled there, the left back.
Gordon not agreeing with the call at all. Maybe there was just a flailing arm there from Gordon. Will be interesting to see on the replay, but yep, here it is. Yeah,
there was a arm back. Did catch Henry. But yeah, Vere United, I'd be quite surprised if their team is as defensive next season, now that they've assured their safety in the league. Because their coach knows how to be much more forward thinking.
But I guess it depends on the type of players that they will acquire in the window. Maybe they'll get some from their fellow Clarendon team. Of course, facing relegation, has been relegated as ball is played inside, and Faulkland, they just managed to clear their area.
That's a very good point that you make, because Chapelton, who you're referring to, they are relegated. I'm sure a lot of the young players who comprise Chapelton squad would like to play Premier League football. So maybe Vere United would be their best bet. We know that Linville Dixon isn't shy of integrating young players into his squad.
Ball played through and couldn't quite stay up on his feet there together, although his team gets the corner kick.
Fitzroy Cummins marauding forward, staying forward from the free kick. But yeah, Vere United aren't shy of having young players in their starting lineup. Dustin Cohen, national under-17 representative from the CONCACAF tournament this year, is in their team, starting.
Corner kick to the top of the D and over the top.
You're not the most convincing of shots there by Kian Henry. Let a real scorcher fly last week at this very venue, Henry. Well, yeah, that was one of his best efforts. Faulkland not really getting into the game as of yet. Not stringing too many passes together.
As I said, they need to get him involved a little bit more, Gordon. As he continues his run, looking for the return. Ball goes inside. Oh, he beats his marker. Can he shoot? Decides against it. Sends it out wide. The hesitation there allows the Vere defenders to get back. Still trying to get a ball inside the area. And it was always going to be difficult to win that battle. Ratcliffe Dawkins.
And that's attacking indecisiveness from Faulkland that they've shown pretty much all season. The third lowest scorers in the division. Only 18 goals scored this season, and yeah, that should have at least resulted in a shot on target.
There was real potential there initially with Shanoy Anderson, who I would have probably bet a lot of money that he would have let fly there with the left foot. Had some space and decided against it. Went to Ratcliffe Dawkins, who was even more hesitant. Now he's thinking of a shot, and that doesn't go past the first defender.
I'm a bit surprised these players aren't even just willing to try things. They've already been relegated. There isn't too much to play for. I think they should maybe try having a bit of fun and letting fly.
Yeah, that's what's been missing in the Premier League. Fun. Players not wanting to express themselves. You have to wonder if they are under strict restrictions from their coaches. But you can probably count on one hand the players who really enjoy their football in the league. And show it on the field of play. There's an effort that's whipped just wide of the mark.
Yeah, there were two Vere United players approaching the back post, making that run. But neither of them could get anything there. There was a good shot / cross by Farquharson on the right hand side. Yeah, those were the two players running through. But I don't think either of them gambled quickly enough to get an end of that. It's Faulkland coming through with a shot there. Randall Thomas. Yeah, but that one was completely scuffed. Faulkland again getting the ball from back to front as quickly as possible. That has been their MO for all season, really. Here's a shot again.
Yeah.
Did well initially, but yeah, the shot not the best by Randall Thomas. Here's Cohen.
Yep, Cohen trying to beat his marker and does inside the box again, trying to do the same, but ran out of real estate. And Faulkland deciding to play around with it, and they've done relatively well. And the referee says play on, and they will play on. This is a big chance for Vere, straight to the goalkeeper.
Very surprised that that wasn't called a foul, but once it broke for Vere and once it broke for Dyer, who was on the score sheet last week, I'm expecting a much better shot there on his left foot. I'm wondering if maybe he could have tried to take it on his right. You're going to see a replay of the incident. It was Cohen bursting through on the left-hand side. Beat one player, tried to beat the second, didn't do too well.
Yeah, the Faulkland here trying to play it from out of the back and got themselves in some problems. Yeah, he was looking for a foul too easy there, I felt. And well, left or right foot, it should have been better from Jason Dyer.
Yeah, I don't think he quite set himself to take that shot on. Well, yeah, Vere United, I guess they can say that they've had the better chances thus far.
Definitely the best chance of the match. Here's an opportunity there for Vere, but Parkinson can keep that one in. We were speaking off here, Leger, about comments that were made by Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA when his team was knocked out of the playoffs. And all of us in the sporting world looking on, wondering what would be described these days as a failure. And here's an opportunity here, and he failed to put that one on target.
Yeah, Dustin Cohen there dragging that shot really. It sat up well for him on the half volley, but once he put his boot to it, he didn't hit it with enough conviction, enough placement really. It's Vere United again. Well done by Javier Brown. Yeah, he really dragged that one. I think that one should be trying to use his outside of his foot to place that one in the far corner. Maybe he got a bit too excited once that one fell to him, Dustin Cohen.
Here's Vere again. Really trying to step up here, and Faulkland are all over the shop.
As they have been for most of the season, to be fair.
And Vere United, they've been unable to capitalize.
As it has been for most of the season. To be fair.
Yeah, what's happening in this matchup isn't surprising in the least. But yes, back to our discussion about what is considered to be failure this season. It has sparked a discussion in the sporting world as to how to label a season. And in this case with Faulkland heading back down through the route of relegation, and based on the type of football that we've seen from them, would you consider this season to have been a failure for them?
I think context is important in everything. Faulkland, they haven't had much investment, I think, in the squad. The squad isn't very good, if we're speaking on a quality perspective. So it would be harsh to just say it's a flat-out failure, but football is a results business, and if you aren't getting the results, you are conceding goals, you aren't scoring many, and you have been relegated from a 14-team league. There's nothing else to say but say that it is a failure on their part, especially in a league where you can't necessarily say that they're a worse team than Vere, but on paper at the very least. But Vere have been churning out results early in the season to assure their safety.
I suppose in a world where trophies are handed out for participation, that failure would be considered a toxic word.
It might be in some cases, but it's a reality. People fail, people pass, and unfortunately for Faulkland, they haven't passed the Jamaica Premier League test.
Well, let's see if they can pass the halfway line. No, they can't. And Vere with the possession, and they do have numbers forward. Cohen decides to go out wide. Brown back to, well, he was trying to put it back to Cohen.
Javier Brown playing much more forward. Well, he did play very forward last week on the right-hand side, but generally from his defensive midfield role, I'm seeing more of a 4-1-4-1 from Vere as opposed to their usual 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Javier Brown really roaming in and amongst the attackers today.
Usually utilizes his vision really well. And in that deep lying role, he excels more often than not. Here they come once again, Vere United. Farquharson. Neal pokes it out wide. Cohen, can he take a shot here? Does charge down. And Faulkland just managing to clear their lines. Shepherding that all the way was Fitzroy Cummings.
Ever the cool customer there, Fitzroy Cummings, Vere United captain, was capped by Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, in their last international stint. I'm sure that was a really proud moment for him, but here go Vere United.
Phillips, oh, that's an awful ball inside. Wasn't on the same page at all there. I think that was Dye who was making the run. Well, here's an opportunity again for Faulkland. Oh, nicely done. Anderson trying to get a ball inside the area, and then... Wow, it's a corner kick for Faulkland. Can they make use of the opportunity? They have committed 6 players inside the box, Faulkland. Here's the delivery inside. And that one will go behind for a goal kick.
Hasn't been the highest tempo to the game so far. I'm wondering maybe if the heat has something to do with that, or possibly just the lack of stakes at hand.
That's all you have as options? Referee was in the way there, and so play will be restarted. We're hearing that a change is going to be made soon by Faulkland. This one is sent inside the area. I'm going to confirm that change to you in just a little while. I think it may be a case of injury to Rondell Thomas. There's an opportunity now for Faulkland.
Not the best decision there by...
Is that Dawkins?
Yeah. I think you're going to see the sub now. Will be Tavane Kerr making his way on for Rondell Thomas.
Must be an injury, right?
Doesn't seem pleased to be coming off, so can't really tell.
Well, we're going to try and get more information to you, but at the very least we can say it's a little bit surprising. Well, he's not being treated or anything. Neil controls well. Hopeful ball over the top for Gordon, who really does need better service.
He's playing that right wing back role. I'm surprised he isn't playing as part of the front 2 or 3, Gordon.
Vere United with the majority of the possession at the moment.
Couldn't keep hold of possession there. Vere. Linville Dixon looking on, wondering what his troops can do to pierce this Faulkland backline. A backline that has been pierced 50 times in 24 games. Over 2 a game so far this season. First action there for the substitute.
Well, here is Gordon with some space to operate in. And I was a little bit disappointed with Dawkins on that occasion. Failed to get out of the outside trap. There's another opportunity here for Faulkland, but the sub committing the infringement there on that occasion, Tavane Carr.
Big body player there, Tavane Carr. Especially in comparison to Kean Henry, the left back for Vere United. Vere United push on. It's Dyer.
Dyer decides to play to Cohen, and the first touch is good. The second one is even better. Really good goal there from the youngster. His second of the season. Had the space to operate in. And even though Swaby came off his line, Cohen was calm, cool and collected to place that past him. And with that, Vere United, they go in front. That was a wonderful goal from Dustin Cohen.
Yeah, Dustin Cohen there. Got the space, got the time, and executed the finish really well actually on his weaker left foot. As you said, to get his second goal of the season. Good young player from Clarendon, goes to Denby High. And he's playing against a team that wears his school colours and he made them pay. Dustin Cohen, second goal of the season. Vere United have finally breached this Faulkland backline and they're now up 1-0. Dustin Cohen, national under-17 representative, represented Jamaica in the CONCACAF Championship. Just recently gone. So yeah, Vere United have finally gotten it done. Can this now wake up Vere United? That was a risky bit of play there.
It was.
But Romeo Daniels dealt with that one well. That was an assist for Jason Dyer as well. Scored last week. An assist this week. He's ending the season strongly.
Yeah, couldn't hold his balance there to Sean Hill after the infringement, so the call went into his favor. Hasn't had the best of afternoon so far, Hill.
I've seen him be a bit frustrated when a couple of calls hasn't gone his way.
And now he commits the foul.
I think that one's a bit of revenge, one might say. And young Cohen, he's certainly feeling it. It seems as if he got a blow to the head.
They are playing with 3 at the back, Faulkland. As we take a look at the infringement there really late from Hill. So they are playing with 3 at the back. He usually plays in the right back position, but now he's playing on the right hand side of a back 3 for Faulkland to Sean Hill. And so with that, Vere United, they've had quite a lot of space on the wide areas when they go forward. Cohen had that space for the goal as well, which he took well inside the box.
Yeah, most of the Vere United's best chances have fallen to Cohen on that left-hand side. We're getting word that the substitution, the Rondell Thomas coming off a Tavane Kerr substitution, was a tactical one. Apparently Rondell Thomas was a bit lazy in his press, which led to Gregory Palmer making that decision to make a substitution around half hour into the game.
Could have said the same thing about Dawkins as well.
I think it may have been a situation where he was just trying to
shake things up a bit.
Yeah, lay down a marker, letting them know that even though this is a game where nothing is really at stake, we still want to give a good effort, and there are players on the bench that are willing to come on and give more intensity in your place.
Well, they did concede right after that.
It's the intent that counts.
Of course. Not the results.
Well, in a case like this, the result would make no difference to Faulkland.
True.
Or Vere for that matter. Offside call there against Faulkland. I think they've been a little bit too ambitious with the passes that they've been trying to attempt in and around the box. I think maybe they would do better, maybe just letting fly earlier as Farquharson goes.
Trying to beat his marker. Gets a return. Keeps his balance. Has help. Decides against using it, but he does get the free kick. Kimani Reid there with a complaint from a Faulkland perspective.
No, it's Vere United with a free kick in a good area actually. And it's Farquharson looking to take this one.
Yeah, we know he has a spectacular left foot. We've seen it, especially at the schoolboy football level when he was playing for Hydel. But he's in conversation with a couple of others there. Phillips is also there. Oh, Phillips has left it. 4-man wall set up for Farquharson. Deflected effort, corner kick. Henry to deliver for Vere. Lofted inside the area and disappointingly wide. Oh, well short of the mark. Gordon, the nice touch inside. Back to Gordon. What can he do from this position?
I don't think that was the best of runs there by Kerr. Yeah, it's going to be a throw into Vere United. I don't think that was the best of runs there by Kerr. Instead of trying to go central and then cutting back for the cutback, he just kind of stopped and expected Gordon just to find him. Not the best attacking play, but it was a good run initially. I think it's a little bit too early to be wasting time and getting into the corner, Henry.
Just to still concede the corner.
Yeah, not for the first time he's done that. The first time he did, he won a foul. This time there was no such luck coming his way. And Gordon inexplicably taking that corner quickly. Not really sure why, but now Faulkland have a corner.
Yeah, to be fair, Faulkland, they have shown all the signs of a club relegated.
And they've shown all the signs to why they were relegated in the first place.
Some nice movement here, though. 2 to aim for. Pulls it back. The sub. Well, his first touch wasn't the best at all, Carr. But it seems to be everywhere. Tavain Carr. Here's Vere. Did he beat the offside trap? Well, the keeper did come out and make the clearance, David Swaby.
Yeah, he beat the offside trap, but couldn't beat the onrushing David Swaby. There was a more space on the left-hand side, yet again for Vere United. I think that might be a fruitful route for them to attack for the rest of this game. Gordon constantly going forward from that wing-back position, one might say, leaving Hill exposed down that side. Javier Brown trying to make a deep run once again, trying to penetrate the Faulkland backline. But not the best pass from his captain on that occasion. Has been almost an ever-present for Vere United this season, Javier Brown. One of the few for them.
Flag stays down. Chance of Faulkland here. That's some good defending. Well, it's gone in. Well, there's a whistle on the play. Or has it been counted? Yep. They have gotten the equalizer. Faulkland. Let's take a look at it again. And yeah, I thought there was a deflection there, but it has gone into the net. That was a good finish, actually. I thought there was an infringement on the play as well, but nothing there. And Faulkland, they've got the equalizer in this one.
Yeah, Radcliffe Dawkins there. That was actually a really good finish. Once through on goal, he knew he didn't have the pace to necessarily take on the Vere United defender, Strawn, who was in his back. But once he was in position, that was a delightful chip over Romeo Daniels, who was really in no man's land, as Vere United tried to get in behind immediately. But yeah, Romeo Daniels really wasn't in any position to do anything about that one. Lobbed over precisely by Radcliffe Dawkins. And Faulkland have a goal in this one, and it's 1-1. Vere United 1, Faulkland 1.
Right on the cusp of half time, they do get the equalizer. So it is as you were at the start of this one, all level. Heading into the break, let's see if Faulkland can make use of this set piece now. Couldn't find Gordon. almost gave it away. That was a dangerous ball, you know, but Vere United, they come away with it. Ball played through. The flag is up for offside though.
Yeah, Dyer trying to make the penetrative run in behind. Come on, Phillips, they're needing some treatment. They obviously winded from the impact of the ball. Still managed to play the pass though. But yeah, now we need some treatment.
Yeah, delayed reaction there.
So I wonder what adrenaline can do, Donald.
Yeah.
Not too much adrenaline all across the field, however. Very muted celebrations when Faulkland scored their goal. It led to some confusion to whether or not the goal had been given.
Yeah.
Actually. But I guess I can understand to a certain degree why the celebrations were a bit muted.
Not a lot to cheer about this season. Oh, Dawkins. He's on the score sheet.
Hasn't offered up too much energy in this game so far, Dawkins.
But when it mattered, he provided the finish.
Yeah, provided a moment of quality indeed to bring Faulkland level once again in this one. Not much time left in this first half, I would assume.
That's the end of the first half. 2 goals in it. And it's pretty much even Stevens. Dustin Cohen opened the scoring for Vere United before Ratcliffe Dawkins found the equalizer just before the halftime interval. And after 45 minutes in this Jamaica Premier League fixture at JC, 1-1 between Vere United and Faulkland.
Match week 25 action in the Jamaica Premier League in this one. It's Vere United 1, Faulkland 1 after the first 45 minutes. Marissa Goldston getting us underway. It was Vere United who had most of the attacking thrust in the first half. Fakibi Farkison down that right hand side, always threatening. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross, but he almost made something work. Then it was Faulkland playing themselves into trouble. No foul there. Brown passing it to Dyer. Tame shot in the end. No issues for Swaby in the Faulkland net. He would soon have an issue, however, as Vere United kept on pushing. Dustin Cohen, that was a warning shot. Wouldn't get it on target that time, but his chance would soon be coming, and he soon would take it. It was Dyer, flicked up, Cohen making that run, and the youngster calmly slotting past Swaby in the Faulkland net to make it 1-0 for Vere United. Left foot, no problem for the youngster. One more chance to look at it. Really good finish by Cohen on that instance. Subdued celebration, but then it was Faulkland trying to get back into the game, and get back into the game they would. Dawkins, what a chip that was. Romeo Daniels, the Vere United custodian in no man's land, he spotted that, made up his mind early to go for the chip, and it was beautifully executed. Really good equalizing goal there for Faulkland. And yeah, after 45 minutes, it was 1-1. Let's see some of those first half statistics. 10 shots between both teams. Vere United, as I mentioned, were the team attacking more, so they had more of them. 7 to Faulkland's 3. 2 shots on target to the 1 for Faulkland. 11 fouls between both teams. No yellow cards, no reds. It has been an ill-tempered affair. 1 offside for Vere United. 5 corners between both teams. None of them have been too threatening so far. 1 save has had to be made by David Swaby in the Faulkland United goal, and possession is basically even. Vere United 51% to Faulkland's 49%, and the scoreline is equal as well. Vere United 1, Faulkland 1 after 45 minutes. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with second half action in this one.
Well, next up in our Jamaica Premier League coverage, maybe an absolute banger. Chapelton Maroons have already been relegated and they'll be taking on Dunphy Holding FC, still with an outside chance of going through to the playoffs. That's at 5:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 6:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. And of course, the first game tomorrow, Cavalier against Malines United, beginning at 5 Jamaica time, 6 p.m. ECT. We're going to be live from the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, the home of Annie Gans, who will take on Harbour View in the featured game on Monday Night Football, 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. You can watch that on SportsMax too. Back here at JC at the Ashenheim Stadium. Vere and Faulkland 1-1 at the halftime interval. Moments away from the start of the second half. Leche Williams is still with me. And well, the first half, to be fair, was a little bit of a drag, but a couple of decent goals there.
Yeah, at the very least we got some goals. I think that would add some more meaning to this game. Maybe each team maybe not wanting to lose, so they'll be looking to add more fight, more attacking thrust to what they're trying to do. Vere United did have the better of the game, but Faulkland had a bit of quality, which led to them equalizing. So it'll be an interesting second half to see what the outcome will be. Hopefully we get some good football though.
Yeah, that's always the hope as we take a look at the most recent change by Faulkland. Renard Barnes has come onto the park, replacing Romario Clark. So obviously Faulkland bringing the changes. That's the second one that they've made. They did make one in the first half. As Tavane Carr did make his way on the park for Rondell Thomas. Here's Vere trying to come forward. It's 2 against 1 at the moment. Couldn't get the ball across, you know.
You're not the best return pass there by Cohen.
Conditions are pretty warm here. Oh goodness, he's given up possession in a dangerous area, and Faulkland could not capitalize. Corner kick has been awarded though.
There was a good recovery in there by Fitzroy Cummins, ensuring that the ball couldn't go across, because that would have surely been the second for Faulkland.
Well, an opportunity to send this one inside from Gordon, decides to send it back outside. And the Vere United, they had so many back that they could have handled that one easily. Good work from Hill. Oh, really good work from Hill. Throw taken, and Vere United just managed to clear their lines. Ball over the top. Oh, that's a lovely first touch. Second touch also well done, but again the attack repelled.
Yeah, good work there by Jason Dyer. Couldn't evade both Faulkland centre backs who were harrying him, however.
Good play out wide. Was brought down, and a free kick has been awarded, and yep, and the other card is going to be flashed.
Yeah, clever play initially there by Cohen to evade Hill. Hill late on the challenge. And here's coach Gregory Palmer shouting out that he's getting caught too high on occasion. Hill, as you mentioned, he is a natural right back. So naturally he would like to go forward a bit. And that has left space for Dustin Cohen to exploit, as we saw there and as we saw for the goal as well. But nonetheless, Vere United, a free kick here will be Keon Henry to take.
Ball coming inside, it's dangerous, and I think that last touch came off Cummings, but Hill needs some attention after that coming together inside the area. Let's take a look at it again. Dangerous ball inside. And Cummings was all over Hill. It was a mismatch.
Yeah, completely so.
It's a little strange that he came back up and went down again.
What's strange is that it took so long for him to get some help. It is a head issue.
Some ice being applied as we see members of the Dunbeholden squad here. They're up next. In fact, the majority of the supporters that we have seen support Dunbeholden. They're in the stands. Two goals in this one so far. And Cohen had a lot of space in that first half. And remember him having a big chance before that one, but he took that one well. In the 33rd minute, Dustin Cohen, the youngster from Edwin Allen, and then the equalizer in the 44th from their number 10, Faulkland's number 10, Ratcliffe Dawkins.
Well, it's 1-1 here at Jamaica College between Vere United and Faulkland, but in other games, we're seeing maybe a little bit of a surprising result given their form last week. Humble Line 1-0 up over Mount Pleasant. That score was at half time. The second half probably has started by now, and also Tivoli versus Montego Bay United has the same scoreline to this one, 1-1 at half time as well. Yeah, seeing the cutout of the holes in the socks. A new trend that has been sweeping all around professional football. Sports doctors and experts have stated on numerous occasions that it doesn't actually help, that it's actually better for the tension to actually be in the socks so it can positively affect the calves. But players do say that the tighter socks are more uncomfortable, so that's why we see that those holes have been, been cut into those socks. So it's really all about comfort for them. No harm, no foul.
I've seen some weird things in sport, and that's pretty much the weirdest. One of the things that I've also seen in the sport of cricket, get back to that in just a little while, trying to go the long way around for Keepy Farquharson. Not a bad turn there from Carr. Trying to go all the way, but may have had the strength but not quite the speed to evade Cummings. Yeah, that's a foul. Well, not been awarded. Now here's Vere. Farquharson. Ball played forward to Dyer, who went down belatedly. Yeah, one of the weirdest things I've seen in sport is what fast bowlers did in cutting out the shoe, the very top of their shoe, for the big toe to protrude so that they could land better while bowling. And in some ways, being a cricketer myself, I understood that reason.
Yeah, that one I can understand. I used to bowl a bit of a slow medium myself in high school, so
Oh, slow medium.
slow medium, gentle as they would like to call it. So
Yes.
but being around cricket for basically all my life, I know that those more stronger. I'm not one of those strong people. So those stronger cricketers who land very hard on their landing foot need a little bit of comfort. Really well done there by Fakibi Farquharson.
Yep. He's wondering why he's not getting the calls, Farquharson. To be fair, I think referee Goldson has been, or is trying to be consistent. We're not calling for everything and trying to allow play to take its natural course.
She has let a few things go, however. But Farquharson still needs some help. And I think he'll receive it.
This is what happened. I think he was clipped from behind there. Wants to rejoin the action as quickly as possible. But Vere, for the moment, down to 10 players. Powell sends this one long, headed away. They'll try again. Another coming together.
Another one involving Hill. He's really been in the wars so far this afternoon.
In another matchup, it's 1-1 as well between Tivoli Gardens and Mobay United.
Not the best of passes out there. Faulkland giving a possession a bit too easily to Vere United.
Yeah, in that matchup between Tivoli Gardens and Mobay United, 2 penalties. One to Mobay United, scored by Malanda Maxwell. Then the equalizer from Barrington Price for Tivoli. And Levon Williams was on the score sheet in the 20th minute for Humberline over Mount Pleasant. Humberline trying their best not to be drawn in a heated battle for that final playoff spot.
Yeah, I think a win would essentially confirm their place in the playoffs.
It would.
And it would put even more importance on the Portmore Waterhouse game taking place today.
Vere with the majority of the possession still at 55%. But yeah, Waterhouse 6th placed on 40 points before this round of matches, as Vere looking to get a second. That's a good ball, but couldn't quite get the power onto it. Jason Dyer had to stretch a little bit to get on the end of that one from Cohen. Yeah, couldn't quite wrap his foot around and fire that one in. Here's Farquharson. Yeah, so Waterhouse in 6th position on 40 points. They are 4 more ahead of Portmore United. So it's a really big matchup, that.
Yeah, those two teams playing currently 0-0 after around 20 minutes in that one, last we heard.
Done beholden will be hoping that Portmore does all of them a favour with victory.
And then that Portmore would lose next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Along with Waterhouse, who will be playing Humble Lion on the last day. So a lot of interesting fixtures.
Humble Lion before this week on 40 points as well. So the matchup with Mount Pleasant, a huge one. And the fact that they lead at half time, also quite critical. That match being played in Clarendon at the Effortville Community Centre.
Home game for Humble Lion, and it also means that Mount Pleasant would then not have an opportunity to try and invade the top 2 spaces if Arnett Gardens were to win this weekend along with Cavalier.
Indeed.
Cavalier will be in action live on SportsMax, of course, tomorrow. The first game of the doubleheader for Monday against Malines United. So a lot of things still to play for as the preliminary round of the Jamaica Premier League winds down. But in this game, we're deadlocked after 62 minutes and change. Faulkland with a free kick. Let's see what they can do with it.
Not a lot. Here's the follow-up. Wide of the mark. Yeah, so if both Waterhouse and Humble Lion win, that's pretty much it for the playoff battle. And then next week would really be of academic interest.
Let's not hope for that, because of the action that we're seeing in this game, especially so far today. A bit lethargic in the second half so far, not what we would have hoped for.
It was always on the cards though, Leger, even before the start of this game.
I like to be an optimistic person, Donald.
There is a fine line between optimism and delusional, but I get the point. Here's Vere. It's Phillips deciding to go back. Ferguson looking for the give and go. Oh, lovely turn. And the shot though, disappointing. But there was a bit of deflection there from that one from Javier Brown. But still, I don't think it had enough power to beat the keeper.
Yeah, I think his eyes lit up a bit too much there. He had the opportunity to play in Dyer here. Yeah, I think he should have opted for that instead. Chose the shot, and in the end it's only a corner for his troubles.
Vere United have made another change with Romario Bryan coming on for Jason Dyer. Here it comes. It's a good header away before he could get to Cummings, who manages to stay up. Flag is up for offside. Ball sent high inside the area and not collected properly, but there was an infringement there. And Romeo Daniels needs some attention, so too. That looked to have been Faulkland. Always a difficult proposition to keep that one in play. The sub coming on, Romario Bryan. 3 goals to his name so far this season for Bryan. Oh, that's a lovely collection. And the ball played outside to Faulkland. Faulkland, thinking of the shot, decided to go for it.
Not the best of efforts there by Fakibi Faulkland.
Yellow card being shown to Bryan.
Seems as if Hill is going to line one up here from around 35 yards out.
It is way out. Will be really ambitious. And it is. Well, at least it's on target, but Daniels with no issues there.
Yeah, didn't have to move actually, right down the middle of the goal there.
Yep, being involved at both ends of the field. Joel Powell. Who speak about players being in the market, especially from the relegated. Other teams might want to pick them up. Of course, there's another. There are 2 balls on the pitch. I don't think the officials have noticed this yet. There is another team out in the West, Mobby United, who would really be interested with a couple of the Faulkland players, you would think. So I don't think they'll be moving too far away from the West, if they are to leave Faulkland, that is.
Coach Linville Dixon and his coaching staff looking a bit perplexed at the current moment. Not much football has been played in the second half, to be fair. Haven't seen, at the very least, the chances that we saw in the first. Yeah, with passes like that. A bit lethargic, this one.
Yeah, just a bit.
Shaquille Notice getting ready, as you saw there, for Vere United. Maybe he can add some attacking impetus to the play.
Maybe. Ball switched across here, and it's kept in play by Brown. First touch wasn't the best. Right into some traffic there. Powell in particular was in the way.
It's going to be 2 substitutions for Vere, actually. That will be the last involvement in the game for Corton Wright. He'll be replaced by Shaquille Notice. Almost a like-for-like swap, that one. Also going to be seeing the end of goal scorer Dustin Cohen for Vere United. He'll be replaced by Johnny Burton.
Well,
Donald, I think maybe one of your worst fears has come true. Waterhouse have taken the lead against Portmore United. And that one coming courtesy of Keith Simpson in the 32nd minute. Still early in that one, however. Around 15 minutes left in this.
Well, we're hearing some interesting news in regards to a decision that was made and the release sent out last night. I want to get that information to you shortly. It has affected the point standings because Waterhouse and Cavalier, they have been deducted points. We're going to confirm that in just a little while, but it does make the league a little bit more interested in the aftermath of that news. We're hearing that both Waterhouse and Cavalier used ineligible players in their matches recently. So that has affected the point standings because both those clubs were deducted points. We're going to try and get details on it in just a little while, but it has affected the point standings in the Jamaica Premier League.
That's bad timing, as I announced that Waterhouse had climbed the table.
Well, the live table at any rate, yeah. But the berth for a playoff spot has become a little bit more interesting. Or the battle for the final couple of spots in the playoffs. It's a little bit more interesting in the aftermath of that ruling. We're going to try and get the details for you. As a first touch to get by the defender was a good one, but he was eventually robbed of the ball there.
Farquharson, who has been a live wire, leaves the ball behind there. But has been a live wire for Vere United today.
So while we're still trying to get the full details of that one, based on our calculation, Cavalier has actually remained on 46 points, which means that the game which they used the ineligible player didn't really matter, because apparently they would have dropped points in that game. So they are actually still on 46 points. What is affected though is Waterhouse's points tally. Instead of them being on 40 points in 6th position, they are now on 37 points. Mind you, they're still in 6th position, but before this round of matches, just a point ahead of Portmore United and just 2 points ahead of Dunbeholden. The long and short of it is that even we're putting forward to you certain scenarios that could happen this afternoon, but it still may be interesting regardless of what happens today. It may be interesting what happens next weekend. Oh, that's a good run.
Offside flag up there. Neither team have created a clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity for quite some time.
Yellow card shown. That was a bit naughty from Kian Henry.
Lamar Neal there has had a relatively solid afternoon in the middle of the park for Vere United. Going about his usual work.
Contender for player of the game?
Yeah, I would say so. Slim pickings, but he has made some effort.
Fitzroy Cummings as well, I think, for Vere United from that standpoint.
Here is Fitzroy Cummings sweeping up, but Faulkland now have a corner.
A little over 5 minutes remaining, plus time added for stoppages. I don't think there are going to be a lot of stoppages here. 4 to aim for inside the box. Daniels didn't quite collect that one at the highest point, and he now goes down injured. As we take a look at the SportsMax app moment of the game, and it was the equalizer in this contest. Long ball of field did beat the outside trap, did Dawkins, and then look at that finish. Really, really good finish there. Keeper ended up in no man's land. Romeo Daniels and Faulkland level with that one from their number 10. That's the SportsMax app moment of the game. Well, Hill has been shown a red card here. He got a second yellow card for an off-the-ball incident that would have occurred while we were showing you the SportsMax that moment of the game. But Hill is now off.
Well, I said he was having a rough go of things today.
Got rougher.
Yeah, he's gotten even rougher. Won't miss too much of the game, however, but yeah. Faulkland down to 10 men. Can Vere United take advantage?
Yeah, that's a foul there. Ball play quickly. Brown, can he send this one inside? Oh, there's too much on it.
Yeah, way too much on that cross by Javier Brown.
Here in that Mount Pleasant are back into the contest with Humberline. 1-1 the score now at Effortville. Trevante Stewart back on the score sheet. Well, so Tariq Hill hasn't left the, or Tishan Hill, sorry, hasn't left the area. Now he's making his exit.
Seems as if he's being instructed to go to the changing room, but is refusing to move at Current Hill.
Well, at least there's some excitement in this fixture.
Game goes on. We're into added time now.
Here in that 4 minutes of time will be added on. As you said earlier, Leger, not a lot of candidates for player of the game, which is ironic because it would have been easy to stand out in this one. Talking on the side of Vere United, as you see, a yellow card is shown to, is it Faulkland it is? Who has been okay. Fitzroy Cummings, though, in my opinion, has been a standout. What about for you, Leger?
In a game that hasn't had too much quality, I would like to maybe give the man of the match to one of the goal scorers. That being Dustin Coyne or Radcliffe Dawkins.
So you're saying the defenders weren't under too much pressure to excel, but at the same time the attackers didn't quite show their quality. What to do then? Give it to the goal scorers.
Yeah.
But which one?
Given that Vere, I think, has had probably the better of the play. Although he didn't take all of his chances, he had more involved. I would say Dustin Coyne, young Dustin Coyne. And also I'd like to, give the young players some shine whenever they perform, get on the score sheet. So I'd lean towards him, Dustin Coyne.
Well, if that's how we're giving player of the games, sure. Phillips. Lovely ball played inside, but the header is wide of the mark, Maybe that's the last bit of action for this one. That's the end of the game, and it's a stalemate in every sense of the word. 1-1 after 90 minutes. Coyne opened the scoring in the 33rd before Dawkins scored the equalizer just before the halftime interval, and not a lot of action since then. The expression on the face of Linville Dixon probably tells a story. They were playing a team that was relegated, Faulkland, but somehow Vere United, they've managed to draw with them. I'm not sure if a lot of lessons will be learned at the end of this fixture, but let's see what the future holds for both these teams, who we are seeing for the final time this season. Vere 1, Faulkland 1. Not a lot to write home about in terms of the action, but Vere United did have the majority of the possession, and they did have the majority of the chances as well. Faulkland whipping that one in. There are two players inside the box, didn't really commit to get on to the end of that one from Faulkland. And then Faulkland, where they were just sloppy at the back. An opportunity here that wasn't taken That looked to have been dire with the effort. Yeah, Faulkland made a mess of a lot of things there, and Cohen, that was the first big chance that he got. The youngster Dustin Cohen dragged that one wide of the mark. But then he would get another bite of the cherry, and he finished well. Wonderful stuff. First touch was really good, and with a difficult bouncing ball on this surface, managed to get control and directed it well past the advancing keeper. And then just before the halftime interval, Dawkins with a really good finish there. Lovely ball from deep, and then just a flick with the outside of his right foot outside the box, getting the better of Romeo Daniels, and that was 1-1. The majority of the action came in that first half. For the second half, Cohen, the provider on this occasion, but couldn't quite turn that one into a goal. And then an ambitious long-range effort, nothing to write home about. Vere United at 12 shots, 3 on target. Faulkland with just the 1 shot on target being the goal. 13 fouls committed by Vere, 4 more than Faulkland. And you see there 4 corner kicks apiece, and the majority of the possession in favour of Vere United.
The match, Dustin Cohen, you got on the score sheet today. Your team couldn't get the win, but I'm sure that was a good feeling for you regardless.
Yes, it was a good feeling for me.
You got the goal, it was the second of the season. That finish, it was on your left foot, your weaker side. Were you a bit nervous about when you're about to take the shot, or it just comes with confidence?
No, I was a bit confident.
You're fresh off of your under-17 exploits for the national team. Do you think that experience helped you coming back into the league?
Yeah, it helped me a lot, but I think I can do better.
And you can do better. You have one more game for the season. What are you aiming to see probably next season, as you will be a part of this Vere United outfit still?
Just want to finish the season. Next season probably it can be better.
All right, thank you. Best of luck for the next season, and good goal today.
All right, thank you.
We'll now be moving.